Hello, welcome to the 20th lecture. In this lecture, we will generate some questions, and to be able to make it more authentic, actually, as I always like, I will just improvise. So this is random word generator. I just want actually three words, and then I will generate them. I don't use any kinds of qualifier here, so let's go with the friendship. So to be able to generate these questions, since we have an unnamed entity here, which is a concept, you should understand what types of words can actually appear after the friendship. It might be a type, it might be a style, it might be problems or relationships, let's say. Then, after writing some certain types of types, you can even continue from this area. You can tell that, for instance, you can group the friendships as, let's say, bad friendships, or let's say, the good friendships. You can also tell that, let's say, eternal friendships or friendship examples from history, or let's say also let's say moods of friendship and many other things. They can directly come under the type area, but of course there are many more friendships. For instance, we can also talk about the friendship types in, let's say, business places, or we can talk about friendship directly in sport too. But while creating these context vectors, we should be actually starting to create some certain types of questions for these things. So we focus on type, style, problems, relationships, or friendship in business place or sport. And if we talk about the type, for instance, we can group them according to the bad or good or eternal, which means that the benefit of friendship brings actually good and bad. Then duration of the friendship brings things like long-term friendship or eternal friendship or short-term friendship. Then we also have examples for all these things from maybe history, or at the same time, we can have different types of moods or different types of motives for different types of friendships as well. Since we don't know everything about this concept, since we don't know, or since we didn't read something as an SEO, when you don't have that much time, you will need to train the search engine for the questions that you are generating. And there are 99 different ways of generating the same question with different types of words or word orders or sequences. For instance, what is the definition of friendship? We can also ask, let's say, what is friendship directly? We can also tell what does friendship mean. Then we can also ask that, what does friendship mean in dictionary? We can also tell. And we can actually change this question even further and further by telling that what is the meaning of friendship. But if you ask this question like this, the meaning of friendship might actually signal also purpose of friendship. Like, what's the point of friendship? And we can also ask that too. What's the point of friendship? We can also tell that. What is the concept of friendship? And we can tell that what is the first definition of concept of friendship. So when it comes to question generation, as I say, we can go to the ChatGPT or somewhere and we can generate 200 more. But most of the time, when it comes to semantics, I always suggest you to use your brain first, then go to the tool. So in this case, if I will tell you something like this, which one of these questions is best to use in your content brief? So here, maybe I have written it too, but question ranking is something that the search engines always does. For instance, from the Google's example here, if we use the query advocacy meaning, then we actually generate questions. And according to the Google's latest model in this research paper, the specific advocacy meaning actually ranks this specific question first. What is the meaning of advocacy? Rather than, let's say, what is the meaning advocacy? So in this case, you will need to actually get what kinds of questions are ranked based on what by checking the search engine result pages. Or you will need to read this type of research papers, or you will need to read patents, and then you will start to implement these rules. But there are some certain things there. First of all, the shortest question is actually better. Then, after you ask the shortest question, just fix the grammar as an expert. In this case, actually, what is the definition of friendship is the best question that you can ask here. Because if you just ask, what is the friendship? The friendship might even signal actually a kind of movie or movie genre, the friendship movie, let's say, or the game or something like this. Game or something. I didn't plan it, as you see, it was just random. And here we definitely have a movie there. So to be able to actually signal your context directly, you should mean that the definition. Once you ask your representative question, then go deeper with, let's say, specific context question. In this case, you can ask even the what is the second definition, or you can even tell what is the definition of friendship, let's say, in childhood. And in this part, you are actually going deeper for certain type of contextual vectors. According to the query network that you target, you will need to generate more relevant questions through this query group, and according to that, you will need to expand your answers further and further. So in the next lecture, we will be focusing on actually contextual hierarchy and contextual structure, and we will return slightly back to the contextual vector sometimes. After the first fundamental lectures, we will dive in to do some other actual real-world case study examples, then we will create these things by ourselves. Thank you.